Pirates look to rebound off a tough loss in the semifinals of the Spring Hill Invitational. The Pirates will turn to their leaders of this team to avoid back-to-back losses for the first time this season. Luke Long will look to step up big and pick up the pace in this ballgame. C.J. Harper will have to be big in the middle for the Pirates to get past Louisburg tonight, who upset Sumner Academy a few days ago. Vince Esquina, Dominique Jennings, Tyler Owens will all have to step up and be big as well to get the Pirates back on track.
Let's go!
Gorilla Exteriors is a professional services contractor. They are the only contender when it comes to roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and garage door installation or repair, whether it's from normal wear and tear or storm-related damage. Call Gorilla Exteriors today for an experienced professionals that will complete your project affordably, on time, and at the highest quality and cleanliness. Your property will look better than it did before the damage occurred. Call, text, or email Sean at 913-706-7157 or Sean at GorillaExteriors.com. You can also find them on Facebook by searching for Gorilla Exteriors Contracting, 913-706-7157.
Crossover Intelligence is a service for coaches and athletes that allows you to upload your team's game film, have it broken down, and return to you in a format that lets you search, sort, and share all that information with your team and staff. Crossover will even automatically extract stats from the footage, giving you valuable analytics for your squad. We'll basically be your video coordinator. We aren't another one of those complex editing suites that makes you do all the work yourself. We do everything for you, so you can focus on actually coaching. All of your team's players get access to the site too, so they can view their tagged videos and use them as a learning tool, or make highlight reels for friends, family, and recruiters. Crossover Intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect.
All right, this is David Brox. We're here at Spring Hill High School for the Spring Hill Invitational. I am joined here alongside Mr. Vernon Birmingham. How you doing, Vernon?
Doing well on this Friday night third place basketball game tonight.
So not what we had planned, but we're going to go with it anyway. We're going to stick with our Piper Pirates tonight against Louisburg, purple on purple. What do you think about tonight's matchup?
Well, it should be an interesting one. You know, one thing we did notice a little bit with Spring Hill, Louisburg, as they were warming up, they have a little bit of size on them. You know, they have a 6'5" senior, Wyatt Sander, who's able to do a little bit of things in the paint. So we'll see how Piper, with C.J. Harper, BB, and some of those other guys are able to bang with him down low.
What we do know about this team, though, they played Sumner Academy in the opening round, beat Sumner by a couple of points, but they want to slow the pace down. How important is it going to be for Piper to keep the pace up here against Louisburg?
Well, it's not only going to be important for Piper to keep the pace up, but be able to do it and stay under control. You know, the game we saw Piper earlier this year, they had quite a few uncharacteristic turnovers, so it's going to be important for them to keep the pace going, but stay in their game in order to get easy baskets.
So Luke Long, the leading scorer, knocked down game-winning shots. How important is it for him to get off to an early start in this ball game?
Well, it's definitely important for him to get off to an early start, but like we've been mentioning about a lot of our stars in the area, it's also important for him to stay out of foul trouble. So, you know, his defense is going to have to be strong enough to keep him on the court to do things on the offensive end. So
Piper loses it last night to Gardner Edgerton. Gardner Edgerton will be playing Eisenhower tonight in the final. We'll get another look here at Piper tonight, who's going to be looking to battle against Baser a little bit later in the season as we head into that sub-state. What are you doing here? Are you trying to find some looks for your youth to try and find out if you got anything on your bench, or you just keep with your game plan that you got going up to this point?
No, now getting a little bit further into the year, I think you kind of stick to whoever, you should have your rotation down by now. So I think you're kind of still playing to hopefully get a good seed going into sub-state. So I'm sure they're going to just continue to run the course, be aggressive, play the guys they've been playing. And, we talking about Baser. They still have Sumner coming up soon. We saw Sumner play a little bit earlier. Probably see them stick around a little bit. to kind of get a little, glimpse, a little scout report on Piper.
That was one of the matchups we're looking for out of this. Like Vernon said, they will be playing Piper on Tuesday night, Sumner Academy at Piper Tuesday, so that's going to be a big matchup. We just saw Sumner Academy lose here to Spring Hill. What do you look for in that matchup on Tuesday?
Well, Sumner's been struggling a little bit, so we're hoping, to see some consistency from them. The team that we saw early in the year, see if they're able to get things back together, see if some of those younger guys can step up. We know Marshall's been playing well. Sykes continues to be one of the leaders on the team, but who else is going to step up for Coach Parr's team?
So we got other teams in the area in tournaments this week. A lot of good matchups coming out. Lansing facing off against Rockhurst. They're in the semifinal of that. A lot of the finals tomorrow. But earlier this week, Baser Linwood with a big win over a 6A Blue Valley squad. How important is it to have a 4A team that can go knock off a 6A squad like that?
Well, that's a big thing considering we just saw Baser in a tough one. Kind of got away at the end with Lansing. We know Baser played a Shawnee Mission South team in earlier, so that gives them confidence knowing that they can play not only with better schools, but hopefully that gives them the confidence knowing that in 4A they're still one of the top programs out there.
So they were able to do that with their big man, Patrick Muldoon, on the bench a lot of the fourth quarter. They will face Ottawa going into that final on Saturday. We had a girls team in the finals tonight, Washington Wildcats in their own invitational, scoring a victory and getting into the finals, so we'll talk a little bit about them. A big win possibly for that program to get them, kind of off the ground.
It is. Coach Tate, this is his first year holding their own tournament. Was able to get a lot of the local teams in that, so regardless of what teams are in there, you still want to win. So for him to be able to rack out 2 wins and potentially a third one, that's going to be key, again, for confidence. They're still, got a good shot in league play right now with doing some things. So, being able to go out and win a tournament can only get their confidence level to a higher level.
Absolutely. So some of the other girls, Baser Linwood, they lost. They'll be playing in the third-place game tomorrow as well. This is David Brox. We'll be right back with the start of Piper versus Louisburg. This is David Brox here, Spring Hill Invitational, the third-place game with our Piper Pirates facing off against Louisburg. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. First for Louisburg, 4-7 on the season, Coach Jason Nelson. Number 2, DJ Meyer, 5'9" senior. Nathan Moore, 5'10", junior. Corbin Wirtz, 6 foot junior. Wyatt Snader, 6'5", senior. And then a 6'4", Mesa Robordi, junior. A little bit of size on that front line, and they do like to slow the pace down. Let's take a look at the Piper starting lineup. Head coach Steve Wallace, 6-3 on the season. The big man in the middle, C.J. Harper. Senior Vincent Esquina. Look for him. He'll be all over the floor tonight, getting on the ground. Tyler Owens, number 20. Another senior, Dominique Jennings. And the leader of this team. Don't let the size fool you. 5'9", Luke Long. We call him all day because he is a true competitor, leading this team in scoring and can fill it up. Are you ready, Vernon?
I apologize for the misprint on the screen. Wyatt Sander will be number 22 for Louisburg. Needless to say, though, we still have the best technical team in the city.
This high-powered technical SMEs. Mark Snyder and Jason Frank. And we're set with Harper. We're set. Harper up. Claimed by Vince Esquina in the backcourt. Owens moves in, dribble handoff to Luke Long.
Looks like Louisburg's going to open up in a 2-3 zone.
Piper's got to like that as Esquina lines up a 3. No good. Clean rebound for Louisburg going the other way. Nathan Moore on the rebound. Takes a quick shot. Rebounded by Esquina, who is on the line. And will stay with Louisburg.
So we see first trip down, Piper's in there. Typical man-to-man defense. Right away, we see Louisburg going towards the basket.
Inbound to Moore, drop down. Shot up, crawls in, 2-0. Owens a push back the other way, Esquina. Owens in the lane, drops it back out to Jennings.
Passed up a little floater there.
Dribble drive action has been the key of this Piper offense so far in this season. Esquina all the way to the basket, up and good.
It's a good job by Esquina taking what was there, baseline hard against the zone. If you're Louisburg's coach, you're upset that you gave up a baseline drive that easy on a 2-3 zone.
Trap look out front from Piper, gets Louisburg hurried up. Duke take a quick shot, cleared away by C.J. Harper. Esquina being real aggressive at the start of this game. Owens, one extra pass. Luke Long open for three. A little long. Cleared the board by Moore.
Good ball movement there for Piper to get the open shot. One of those shots that Luke's going to have to knock down.
Turnover out front. Piper pushing. Jennings got caught on the baseline, but gets bailed out there with the foul.
We've seen a few times now Piper's been able to get down there in the mix. Weren't looking for shots, except for the one that Skinner did a few times. Jennings got in there and kicked it back out. So see if they start to recognize that opportunity there to get easy buckets in the paint.
Piper shoots about 60% from the free throw line. Jennings is able to knock down that first one. We saw in the first game we did against Mill Valley that free throws were a problem for this team. Second one on the way from Jennings, crawls in. We will see some pressure defense from Piper before this game is out, but are sitting in the run and one. Here comes the trap out front. Shot, free throw line is good.
Wyatt Sander with the easy, wide open shot there. Louisburg's getting open looks early in this game.
Owens in the lane, floater is no good. Another rebound, almost cleared by Moore, but knocked out of bounds.
But Owens did exactly what we just thought, what I just mentioned a little bit ago, being able to get down there in the paint. That time he actually did have that short shot, just missed it. But he's going to have that opportunity, so he's going to have to knock that one down as this game carries on.
Owens set to trigger it in. Long in the corner. What do you think about the strategy of Piper coming out doing the half-court trap to try and get Louisburg to get that early shot?
Well, I think it kind of goes to what we talked about in pregame, but just trying to see if they could get a couple steals to pick the pace of this ball game up a little bit. Louisburg's not in a hurry to get the ball down the court, so I think they're just trying to see if they can speed this up a little bit.
Luke Long drops it down to Esquina on the baseline. Swings the opposite for Owens for three. Good.
And that's the only way you're going to get them out of that zone is by knocking down some shots. And now we see the full court press. And there's a turnover.
Nice ball movement. Owens gets it to Jennings for an easy layup. And they want a timeout. Louisburg wants to talk about it.
30-second timeout, Louisburg.
So, just like that, a basket, full court press, steal, bucket. And again, that's what Piper wants to do, see if they can get out to an early, fast lead.
So went to the trap off the first long jump shot, had a couple of layups. Do you count possessions before you go to that trap? Maybe try and lull them into sleep to get that first one before you set up the full court pressure?
That's a good call. On that one, it was on a three-point shot, so I don't know, because we already seen a couple of, we saw a couple of free throws. They didn't go into it, so I don't know. That's a coach decision there when you decided to go, because you didn't hear much said either, so I don't know if that's just told. When we hit a three, go right into that full court press.
And this has been something we've seen earlier in the season. Coach Wallace, I don't remember really last year whether or not we saw this pressure from them like we did last year. Had some great on-ball defenders last year in Matt McDonald, Calvin Johnson. And I was talking to Coach before the game, even Tyrone Jennings, what he was able to do on the defensive side. So maybe just a small adjustment working to the strengths of his team as we get a 5-second call just on a basic inbounds.
Yeah, difficulty getting the ball in bounds, and again, I don't know how much Coach Wallace and the staffs watched them previously to know that they have problems here, you know, with pressure. So
Harper takes it out front. Jennings, little weak flex action out of the zone, but not a lot there.
you have Skeena there going short corner, baseline.
Owens turns down the shot. Cross court, Luke Long, a Skeena for 3 in the corner. No good, but a push, and underneath it'll be a foul. Looks like it will be on Harper. Harper with a nice little shiner in his right eye, said he got headbutted by a teammate.
That's what I would say too, regardless of what happened.
Ball is inbounded quickly. Right into the corner, right into the trap for Piper. Exactly what you're looking for there as a pass comes into the middle. Louisburg breaks the trap.
Well, you know, the key to beating that is you can't just sit there and hold the ball.
Shot is up, no good. Luke Long clears and moves the other way. No numbers, but they do push into the front court. Jennings comes, good skip pass to Askina. Drives baseline. What do you think about Askina? He's been one quiet player. We don't talk a lot about him, but he is definitely aggressive, willing to get to the basket and can shoot it.
Yeah, he's
evolved his game from last year.
He's not one that's going to hesitate to look for a shot. You know, when Luke passing the ball in the corner on the foul and C.J. Harper, he put it up. He's gone to the basket now 3 times in the first 4 minutes of this ball game. And you like to have someone like that on your team.
Still the inbounds pass. Corbin works.
Nice move there, considering he really didn't have the numbers, but was able to get in there and get the bucket. 4 points early in this game for Works.
Jennings steps in the lane, loses it, but he's on the line. It'll be another turnover for Piper.
So, you know, they're having no problems getting in there against the zone, so we'll see if Louisburg, you know, Coach Nelson decides to switch up here shortly, because the zone's not, I mean, Piper's not hitting any outside shots but the one. However, they're getting into the paint at will.
So you either got one or two situations. You're a Syracuse fan if you sit in the zone for an entire game like that, or you're just not enough team speed to be able to get out and play man-to-man?
I don't know. I just start laughing. I start thinking of my guy, Bomani Jones from ESPN, who actually has shirts that say, "Zone is for cowards."
Works, kicks it up into the front court to Meyer. Dunn checks into the ball game. 3 on the way for Louisburg. Crawls out, but an offensive rebound. No box out there. Number 21 gets the rebound. Alex Dunn, who just checked in. He'll go to the free throw line for 2.
And Louisburg will stay in this game because, I mean, you can tell early on they're not the biggest, but they're a scrappy bunch. So able to kind of see where the ball was going to go off the rebound to be the first one to it and get opportunity now to shoot some free throws.
First on the way is good.
Alex Dunn at the line. Knocked down the first one for Louisburg. 5'7" sophomore.
Second is no good. Cleared by the SHUKC Defensive Player of the Year, Colton Beebe. Headed to Texas to represent the U.S. in an all-star football game here in a few weeks. Kalen Williams checks in as well. Darius Drew drops it down to Beebe. He turns it over, goes cross court. A lot of subbing earlier for Piper.
Yeah, Beebe was looking for Rogers there, cutting to the basket.
Cameron Walker check in as well. Young man Brandon Rogers has been a good key player for Piper off the bench. Scrappy player, finishes around the basket. The ball gets knocked away. Up ahead. Do move. Kalen Williams.
Louisburg still in this 2-3.
Colton Beebe turns in the lane. This time to score.
Beebe with the turnaround, showing an offensive move there against 2 defenders in the zone.
It's the lost art of playing with your back to the basket. Beebe was able to do it there as they get a nice pass over top. Ryan Sanders
Sanders now with 4 points for Louisburg.
Drew kicks it back out top. Kalen Williams. Back out to Drew, who drives, goes cross court. Foul on the play.
It's like a block call. So, you know, this game's probably going in the direction.
Playing pace-wise at Louisburg's pace.
Right.
They've kind of imposed their will. And this would be second game in a row. They played against Gardner yesterday. They only scored 46 points in that ball game. Only had 20 at the half. So these teams, as you get a little bit farther south, want to slow it down a little bit. Williams set to trigger. Into the corner. Bad pass. Able to recover. Sloppy play here by Piper. Williams set to trigger it in. Out top, Colton Beebe. Williams a pull, 3. No good. Offensive rebound. Drop down low to Rogers. Does not get a foul there. Blocked by number 32.
Rogers had the ball on the left side of the basket where he just went in. And instead, he put the ball on the ground and went to the other side where defenders were there waiting on him.
Rabordi knocks that ball away as Williams triggers it in for Piper. Stepped on, they called for a travel in the corner. Slow moving, a lot of turnovers here in the first quarter for Piper. Here comes the trap out front and forces a turnover.
Yeah, you know, they've been able to get a few turnovers. We've only seen, you know, Piper capitalize on 1 or 2 of them so far. So see if they can turn that into points now. So, not only that, but who's going to be the individual that's out on the court who's able to get points.
Drew now working it into the corner. Rogers. Williams comes in the lane.
See Piper get up in the air often.
Rogers
passing the ball.
Knocks it down. Mr. Brandon Rogers. Extending. I called him a junk player down low, and look at him knocking down threes.
Rogers, the 6'2" senior, coming in with a big bucket.
Cameron Walker with a foul.
Right after we questioned who's going to be the next man up to hit a shot.
Into the lane. Piper does clear, but bad outlet pass.
Sloppy. Sander
Finishes again underneath.
Kind of talked about Sander in the pregame. He's one of their leaders out there. We've seen him early in the game, 6 points.
Good move by Williams to get in the lane, but not a very good shot as he clears the board for Louisburg. Making a run here. Nice move, number 14.
Works with this 6 point with a step through, take it to the rack. Kiss off the glass.
Walker comes across. Rogers with a nice spin move in the lane, up. No good as we get here towards the end of the first quarter.
Rogers pulling out the Luke Long spin move. I'm gonna call it the Luke Long spin move just because they're both of those spin moves a little hesitant, a little slow.
Rogers. Nothing like that lightning fast spin move. That's legendary in KCK of one Vernon Birmingham.
That's right, the one that you don't even see it.
I question whether it really happened.
That's what I'm saying.
Free throw coming for Rogers. Long. Tipped around. We wind down this first quarter. Louisburg remove the clock, and Piper looking to press the issue. Pull-up shot from the free throw line is long. Rebound, Colton Beebe. Williams now pushing with 25. Beebe down the lane. Can't finish.
Sander with the block.
Drop off underneath. Rogers now with 14. Both teams not really being very mindful of the clock right now.
No. Up and down, up and down. Missed shot, foul.
6 fouls now on Louisburg, so Piper on the next will be shooting some free throws. Ten seconds remaining. Starter set for a good number of minutes there. Good tip back out. Beebe back up. Can't get it to go. And after one, Piper leads by 2, 15-13. This is David Brooks with Vernon Birmingham. We'll be right back.
Crossover Intelligence is a service for coaches and athletes that allows you to upload your team's game film, have it broken down, and return to you in a format that lets you search, sort, and share all that information with your team and staff. Crossover will even automatically extract stats from the footage, giving you valuable analytics for your squad. We'll basically be your video coordinator. We aren't another one of those complex editing suites that makes you do all the work yourself. We do everything for you, so you can focus on actually coaching. All of your team's players get access to the site too, so they can view their tagged videos and use them as a learning tool, or make highlight reels for friends, family, and recruiters. Crossover Intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect.
Gorilla Exteriors is a professional services contractor. They are the only contender when it comes to roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and garage door installation or repair, whether it was from normal wear and tear or storm-related damage. Call Gorilla Exteriors today for an experienced professionals that will complete your project affordably, on time, and at the highest quality and cleanliness. Your property will look better than it did before the damage occurred. Call, text, or email Sean at 913-706-7157 or Sean at GorillaExteriors.com. You can also find them on Facebook by searching for Gorilla Exteriors Contracting, 913-706-7157. David Brock's back at the Spring Hill Invitational, start of the second quarter. Louisburg will have the ball to start.
Those big point guys for Louisburg, both Wirtz and Sanders, 6 apiece. So the guys that we thought would lead this team's doing their part right now.
Trap again set up as the starters come back in for Piper. C.J. Harper clears the rebound. Jennings all the way in, left hand up, no good.
You know, and that's Piper picking up the pace a little bit. They didn't have the numbers, but they got up the court and went to the basket. And so not only is he going to shoot 2 free throws, but actually puts Louisburg now at 7 fouls. So Piper's going to shoot free throws for the rest of this quarter.
First up, no good from Jennings.
First quarter, Owens had 3, Rogers 4, Jennings 4. So, talked about in pregame how early it was for Luke Long to get going early in this ball game. He's sitting at a goose egg right now.
I have talked about how it seems to let the game kind of come to him, and you got to have teammates willing to get you that ball and get that shot off. But he is going to work here on the defensive end, chasing it around as Owens sets up. Long looking to try and set up a trap. Turns in the lane, up and good. Nice patient move.
Wyatt Sander.
Long gets another look at 3. Good.
On cue.
Yeah, all we have to do is talk about Luke Long, and he starts knocking down. Here comes the trap again in the corner.
Opportunity there. Louisburg could have swung that faster. They had an open man.
Owens with a steal. One-on-one. Up and good. Nice move, Tyler Owens.
So we see this pace picking up a little bit here now for the Pirates.
Doing it on the defensive end by what they're choosing to do with this trap out front. He's going to drive all the way to the basket. Number 14, Corbin Wirtz.
That's a good drive there by Wirtz. Attempted trap there by Piper. They couldn't get him trapped, so he went baseline and went to the basket.
Two free throws on the way. Looking to trying to stop this run, and they knocked down, look real smooth at the line.
Wirtz, the 6-foot junior.
Second free throw up and good. Owens.
So he joined Sander with his 8 points. So those two guys are the only ones to score field goals this game. Alex Dunn has one free throw. So needless to say, those two get buckets.
Long in the lane, kicks out Esquino, pull three. No good. Good position down low.
Really?
Number 30. Well, he got inside. Colton Walker, that's all you're supposed to do is get inside your man. That's the problem with zones. You can't box out and get in front of your man because you're playing a position.
I wasn't questioning the foul. I was just saying really because he should have dunked that off the rebound.
Work on those ups. Colton Walker, 2 free throws, 1-1. 8 fouls stacked up here on Louisburg. But again, Piper struggling. Basically a turnover, missing that front end.
Nice give and go there.
Esquina with a foul.
Wirtz, Sander to Wirtz to Sander. So we've seen Piper be able to get some steals, but when it comes to the half court, defense hasn't been as solid.
Sander, no good on the free throw. Second on the way for the senior is good. Owens drops down to Jennings.
So you see the switch up that Piper did there, gets its own, put somebody in the middle.
Turnover. Louisburg coming the other way, now down 3. Nice move.
Wirtz.
Oh, call for a charge.
Tough call.
Showing off his whip.
Yeah, I thought he kind of came up late to take that charge, but I see you, Wirtz. I see the move.
Brandon Rogers will check back in for Colton Walker. Owens, Jennings, Rogers, Esquina, and Luke Long. Get a handoff and come across. Luke Long will pull 3. Good.
That's the Long I like to see. You know, go ahead and take those shots.
Comes out now, trying again, speed up Louisburg, get him moving. Louisburg now working in the half court. Yep. Got Esquina with a hold.
Yeah, he should have probably got called with the, a few seconds ago for the foul, but they got him on the backside.
That is the second foul on Esquina.
But not only that, but they're a foul away from putting Louisburg at the line for the remainder of the quarter.
Louisburg set the trigger in. They come right in underneath, try to catch Piper sleeping. But they'll get it over the back, and Rogers will go to the free throw line.
So this second quarter could very well be a long one.
Rogers will try back the other way. Gets 2 opportunities now instead of the 1-and-1. Missed the front end a moment ago. First one is good. Oh, no good.
I was about to give you my glasses, man.
I thought I saw it go in. May need to check my ID. Rogers missed 2 in a row here. Gets the third one to fall. Piper now looking to extend the lead now with the threes. A dangerous cross-court pass gets through. Travel. Where you going?
Got a little bit in a hurry.
Darius Drew triggers in to Owens. Jennings drives baseline, straight up. Count it. And one for the senior. Made a nice baseline move.
So you're starting to see Piper get a lead now. A free throw away from potentially putting the double digits for the first time in this ball game.
Drew will check back in. No good on the free throw. Louisburg clears the board. Moving the other way again. Piper setting up the pressure. Good trap in the corner. Gets the loose ball. Tough call out by the half-court line, looking to just save it back in. It gets the push on Owens. A little bit too aggressive.
Push equals free throws. The one thing Louisburg, when they get in the trap, because they just can't stand there and hold the ball, they have to keep the ball moving. Every time they hold it, we see play like that right there.
Free throw is short. Claimed by Drew. Luke Long coming the other way. Like be our first look. Looks like a man-to-man defense from Louisburg as they make the adjustment. Owens.
Yeah, that's what we saw in that last possession when we saw the and one opportunity. Jennings recognized the man-to-man and took it baseline strong.
So is that them just making an adjustment that they start seeing this game might start slipping away here, getting up close to 10?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. No reason to stay in the zone when the game's starting to get out of hand.
Long knocked down a couple of threes here earlier in this quarter as Owens gets the first free throw. Second on the way for Owens. No good. Rebound. Free throws. Ball up ahead is tipped. Turnover. Off a missed free throw, they set the press up. Travel from Drew.
Yeah, we see a lot of travels like that here in the high school level. Just athletes getting a little bit too quick and faster.
They try and pattern their game after pros. But they're taking a break of timeout. We'll go ahead and take it with them. This is David Brox with SHUKC's Basketball Game of the Week. We'll be right back. David Brox back, Spring Hill Invitational. This game is brought to you by Gorilla Exteriors Contracting, the only contender. Crossover, get your game brain on. LGF Electronics, all your home theater needs. Harper's Helpers. Their mission is to improve the emotional, physical, and spiritual wellness of their clients with unsurpassed care as Louisburg triggers in and moves into the front court. Pull-up jump shot is going to be short and out of bounds. Get a sub here. Kalen Williams will check in for Dominique Jennings. Darius Drew will slide in as Louisburg sets up a little bit token pressure here in the backcourt.
Trying to see if they can get some turnovers themselves, but looks like you said, it's just trying to slow them up a little bit.
Williams gets all the way to the basket, up and almost no good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And that's the problem when you do come out the zone to the man-to-man is Piper has that speed advantage. And basically, he's just able to go right around his defender. So kind of double-edged sword here for Louisburg. You stay in the zone where Luke Long started to kill you, or do you go in man, what we've seen now, 3 straight fouls from possessions of going towards the basket.
Yeah, pick your poison, move to the basket, just like you said. So, again, this team should be overmatched by Piper. I mean, this score shouldn't be that big of a surprise. Piper get a chance to get well before they come back next week to face off against Sumner Academy in city game. First time these two, they've met in a tournament and even met in sub-state last year in the championship game. So maybe a budding rivalry. Definitely a rivalry during the football season from a few years back. Hasn't been overly competitive in football, but we get a block here.
Really? That was, he just took his cookies. That was not
a foul?
That was not a foul. It was either steal or a travel.
Either way, we're heading to the other way for 1-1. Yeah, Mr. Wirtz looking to add to his totals of the first half. Louisburg blazing away with 18 points here in the first half.
I guess I can't say it wasn't a foul. If he called it, I guess it's a foul. So
first free throw is good.
Wirtz looking for his 10th point of the night here on this free throw.
Second free throw up and good. Quick trigger in now. 10-point lead for Piper, looking to extend as Luke Long looks to break down one-on-one. Into the corner for Williams. Kicks back out to Drew. Drives the lane.
No one-on-one action here. Kind of spread it out, see who has the best take, who has the best matchup.
That's become a trend. Mr. Calipari out of when he was at Memphis established that dribble drive offense, drive and kick. The further demise of the down low game as the first free throw is good.
That's not new. That's what we used to do back on the playground. You got somebody smaller or slower on you, it's like, watch out. Let me do this. I mean, that's what I used to say. I don't know what you used to say, Brox.
I just say get yours off the board is what I used to say.
That's better than saying you was the designated screen setter.
I had a big body to get you open. Louisburg breaks the trap, moves into the front court now. Trying to get out of his 12-point lead. Turnover. Rogers coming the other way. 3-on-1. Drops it to Drew. Back over to Rogers, who was able to finish the break.
Again, Louisburg did good right away to break the press, but then he held on to it over there.
Piper got this pace up right where they wanted. Kicks it. Luke Long for 3. Good. 3 straight threes for Luke Long, who's woken up. And Piper has sped up Louisburg. Bad pass back into the corner. But there is going to be a foul.
So Mitchell McClennan, kind of sophomore, but we see he's kind of young out there. Got the ball, took a dribble, and picked up his dribble right away. But back to the free throw line we go.
Wirtz. Sander looked like he's sitting up here scoring all the points.
Good minutes for Rogers.
First free throw is good. Piper had got the lead up to 16 there on that 3 from Luke Long.
Wirtz trying to work his way onto the all-tournament team. 12 points now. Perfect from the free throw line.
12 of 22. Doing his part as Louisburg does go to the man-to-man. Now Luke Long working out front with room. Kalen Williams, a lot of dribbling. Never seen a 5-second call between 2 defenders, but that is what's called there.
Just dribble a little bit too much. The shakes wasn't working out there for Mr. Williams.
Works are dribbling into the front court against Williams now on defense. All the way to the basket. Floats it up. Will count it, Mr. Wirtz. Making it happen with his 14 now points. With a chance to make it 15 here in the first half. Saw somebody on one of his teammates raise his hand, said, I'm open here, you know, work with me a little bit.
Get yours off the glass.
Wirtz free throw, knockdown. They again set up a little token pressure, just walking them up the court now. Man-to-man defense from Louisburg.
Wirtz has 15 out of 25.
Williams for three. No good. Rebound. Colton Beebe back up, no good. Jennings clears back up and good.
Jennings having a solid ball game, 9 points. Shoot that, Wirtz.
Jennings doesn't get taken away from Luke Long, going the other way now. Up. No good. Rebound again by Jennings. Kicks it out to Luke Long for three. No good. But yet another offensive rebound. Dominique Jennings will get fouled and go to the free throw line.
Luke Long said, let me back up. If it's not a three, I don't want it.
You see, we're into the second quarter, and that's the type of aggression that you would expect from a leading scorer, but it took him a little bit to get that philosophy going.
Jennings looking to get in double figures here.
Free throw is good. Jennings, he doesn't get enough credit. Quiet 10 points, but he's in double figures here. As Piper quickly has scored, jumped up to 40 points here in the first half. Free throw is good.
Piper stays in the press so they can get another easy bucket. That's what happens when you hold the ball. You allow the second defender at the second line to get in front of the guy who's designated to be in the middle for Louisburg, so he cuts off that passing lane. Allows the other guy on the right wing to get up there and cut off that pass. So that's why you can't sit there and hold the ball when you're getting trapped.
Wirtz, guess who? Back at the free throw line, 4-2. Short. His arm's probably getting tired. Second free throw coming for Wirtz. Shot is good. Williams now working out top. Kicks out. Drew turns down the three and travels.
Just put the ball down and go. There wasn't even a need there to the fake going back towards the right. Just go baseline hard.
Ball already in the corner. They get in the middle. Bad pass. Drew takes it, drops it. Luke Long. Skip pass. Kalen Williams, who travels again.
Just put the ball on the ground and go.
Again, Louisburg triggers in. A lot of holding, but now Wirtz will just break the press himself. Set out top, Drew working against Wirtz. Moving in on a minute before the half. Good movement pass underneath.
It's a silly reach.
Back to the free throw line.
It's just being lazy.
These fouls stacked up on both teams. Both teams well over 10 fouls. No good. Number 12 at the line, Will Garza. Second free throw on the way. Piper, who scored 46 points last night, is at 41 here in the first half. Actually, it might have been 44. 46-44 was the final. Drops it down to Jennings. Gets in the lane. Turnover.
That's a shot he just needs to take. There's no reason to try to drop a bounce pass right there.
Louisburg coming the other way, out of control. Turnover, Williams. Moving the other way.
See if anybody recognized the clock situation.
Did not recognize in the first quarter. Went back and forth through the last 20 seconds of that quarter. Long set to trigger it in. Williams. Gets into the lane, drops it, kicks it back out. They do recognize this time at 15 as Jennings works out top. Luke Long. Looking to go to work here, pick and roll with BB. Drops it to Drew, back out top. Jennings in the lane, up. Good finish there. Dominic Jennings right at the buzzer at the half.
It's the same shot he could have had earlier where he tried to drop a bounce pass, so good recognition there.
43-26. This is David Brooks for SHUKC's Game of the Week. We'll be right back. You want to stay in? I got a mic. Gorilla Exteriors is a professional services contractor. They are the only contender when it comes to roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and garage door installation or repair, whether it was from normal wear and tear or storm-related damage. Call Gorilla Exteriors today for an experienced professionals that will complete your project affordably, on time, and at the highest quality and cleanliness. Your property will look better than it did before the damage occurred. Call, text, or email Sean at 913-706-7157 or Sean at GorillaExteriors.com. You can also find them on Facebook by searching for Gorilla Exteriors Contracting, 913-706-7157.
Crossover Intelligence is a service for coaches and athletes that allows you to upload your team's game film, have it broken down, and return to you in a format that lets you search, sort, and share all that information with your team and staff. Crossover will even automatically extract stats from the footage, giving you valuable analytics for your squad. We'll basically be your video coordinator. We aren't another one of those complex editing suites that makes you do all the work yourself. We do everything for you, so you can focus on actually coaching. All of your team's players get access to the site too, so they can view their tagged videos and use them as a learning tool, or make highlight reels for friends, family, and recruiters. Crossover Intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect.
This is David Brooks back here, Spring Hill Invitational. We're here with the head coach, Sumner Academy, Dan Parr. A little bit different situation for you here. You had a lot of success at this tournament here, but pick up another loss here tonight, and maybe the first one on the first night. Maybe talk a little bit about the team, a young team looking to learn how to win.
Yeah, it's definitely a little change for us. I don't know if we're young, we're just very inexperienced. And, we won 3 in a row back earlier this month, and we just haven't handled success very well. And now we're, trying to figure out our way back into winning. And, it's a slow process, but hopefully we'll get there.
You guys, to kind of road to where we are right now, you guys were flying high a couple of weeks ago when we had your game at Atchison. Stumbled a little bit after another good win at Wyandotte at Harmon. So talk a little bit about that ball game.
Yeah, we played really well at Wyandotte. Our defense was great. We relied on our defense all night. I think we gave up 46 points. And, with those guards at Wyandotte, that's always a good night. And then, the second half of the Harmon game, I don't know if we just got a little bit complacent about winning and we just got used to it and thought, we're pretty good now. And, they hit us in the face pretty good. Harmon did and ended up winning. And we're just trying to claw our way back and figure out what we did right back then and get back to the winning ways.
So Harmon was looking for wins, but they found Jawan Coleman to come out there. He played real well in that ball game.
Yeah, Jawan's a special talent. If he can stay healthy and stay eligible, boy, he's about as good as anybody I've seen in our district and in our city.
So you guys played Louisburg in the first game of this tournament. They really slowed the ball game down, didn't score a lot of points, 40-38. maybe, again, just inexperience and being able to get the pace to where you guys wanted it?
Yeah, and once we got a lead, we just became, again, complacent. It was almost like, oh, now, we expected the other team kind of to roll over. We had a 6-point lead at one time, 8-point lead. And I think we just expected Louisburg to roll over, and they didn't. They came back and fought hard and, took the lead, and it was almost like we were shocked and like, oh, no, what do we do now that we're in a close game? And we just didn't handle adversity very well there.
So you got to win the next day, and I don't remember, who was it that
Metro
you played?
Academy.
So talk a little bit about that ball game and, how you guys were able to bounce back from that win and at least get one win here this weekend.
Yeah, we changed things up a little bit. We went to full court man. We really shrunk our bench down. I think we played 7 guys all game. So, we tried to get going and tried to, make them make mistakes. And we played a lot better second half than we did the first half against Metro. And we played with a lot more energy. It was almost like, it was a must-win. And, we came out today in the first half, we played really well.
One player that's standing out to me is Johns Marshall. I mean, that game against Wyandotte, you talked about those guards. He's able to, have a good showing. He had 25 in that ball game. Again, getting in the lane here today from what I saw, able to get that floater and knock down some points for you guys.
Yeah, Johns is he's kind of our leader. It's always been, it's tough to be the point guard at Sumner with the recent history we've had. But he's doing a great job, and he, he takes a lot of the blame when we lose, and he gets a lot of the credit when we win. You know how that goes. But, he's doing a great job scoring and dishing the ball. We need him to take care of the ball a little more and figure out just the feel of the game, just, what's going on, who's hot, where do we get the ball to, and what situations type deal.
So Derek Sykes, Diamante, talk a little bit about them leaders on your ball team.
Well, Diamante is the hardest worker I think I've had in the 8 years I've been there, at least, up there with the other hard workers we've had, the Benny and the Vernon and those guys, Sam and Adrian. Diamante works so hard. So everything he gets, he deserves because he's the hardest worker in practice day in and day out. Derek is just ultra talented. I mean, he's an incredible athlete, can do a lot of different things on the court. We just need him to do that all the time and get in better shape, and he's not 100% healthy right now. So we just need him not to be able to take possessions off, just to play through things and really be aggressive. He's gone to the free throw line. He went today twice. We challenge him every day to get to the free throw line about 8 times a game, especially with these new rules.
You got to talk to him. I mean, not necessarily not telling you to talk to him, but maybe something he gets in a mode of shooting jumpers sometimes as opposed to going to the basket. With that big body, again, he's able to do a lot of good things if he can get to the basket. Yeah,
I mean, that's what we preach every day in practice. We preach every day in games. Don't settle for jumpers. Don't settle for jumpers. He almost bails the other team out. When they see him shoot jumpers, I think they get relieved. And he should be attacking the basket, just getting up there and attacking it. And he can pass, too. He's a very good passer on the run. I don't think he's showing all his tools yet. And, that's a little bit of being young and sophomore and thinking, well, I see this in the NBA. I see it in, those guys pulling up for jumpers. But, and we need him to get to the paint and get to the rim.
Talk about your other sophomore starting for you, Jordan Young. Reminds me so much of his dad from years ago, real long arms and able to try and get to the basket and shoot the three a little bit.
Yeah, he's come out of nowhere, really. We were counting on him just playing, half JV, half varsity, and he's kind of taken that role and said, no way, I'm not going to play varsity. And he's worked really hard to get to the point where he's at. And, you could tell he's gone through his ups and downs this year. He's had some really good games and some games where he's just kind of disappeared and not handled the ball very well and things like that. He has a huge future for us and very bright one. I mean, he's going to be probably, a 3-year starter for us. And by the time next year, I would think after a year under his belt, he's going to be one of our best players.
So I was looking ahead. I was trying to set this tournament up perfect. When you guys lost that first round, maybe a matchup with Piper down the road. But then I looked at the schedule and see that you guys got together and have a game on Tuesday to set them up. What are you seeing from Piper here so far? You're probably scouting them a little bit.
Yeah. Piper's very deep. They can run 8, 9 guys at you. They're very athletic. They run a lot of good sets on offense. I think, losing Calvin last year really hurts them.
We were just talking about them having Calvin, Matt McDonald, those on-ball defenders to be able to lock that down. You can get scoring back, but you get that type of toughness down low and guarding. What are you thinking so far the rest of the way? Wide open now. I can't predict anything in the KCAL.
I know. Our league is it is wide open. Everybody's got at least one loss, and games you think they're going to win, they don't. And games you think that they should lose, they end up winning. So, every game's going to be tough. I mean, everybody from Schlegel to Atchison to Washington, every game's going to be a good one, and it's going to be a fun ending.
The key I've noticed is nobody's won. Was Harmon at home or on the road?
We lost to Harmon at home.
So that would be like the first key home loss. So.
And we beat Wyandotte at Wyandotte. So there you go.
You just have no idea what's
You
going
have
to
no
happen
idea.
here.
I know.
But it's going to be a lot of fun the rest of the way, Coach Parr.
Yeah,
we wish you
should
the
be.
best, and thanks for coming on with us.
Thanks, David.
All right, have a
Appreciate
good one.
everything you do.
All right.
Thank you.
The David Brock's back. Spring Hill Invitational, start of the third quarter. Piper has the ball, and Louisburg will come out in the 2-3 zone as Esquina drives all the way to the basket. Gets the block, a form tackle on number 3. He will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Vernon Birmingham, give us the breakdown on the hospitality room. Nothing in the hospitality room in Spring Hill.
The chili's gone. All that's left is baked potato.
Esquina knocks down the first free throw.
If you've ever seen me viewing audience, baked potato is not going to get it done.
Second free throw as they discuss something here at the free throw line. As Piper looking to run away with this ball game, get themselves back on their feet. Tough week next week for Piper with Sumner Academy coming to town. And then they play an Ottawa squad that's in the final of the Baser Linwood Invitational. They play Baser tomorrow night, 7 p.m. A matchup that's been the final of the Baser, as we see another foul out top. That final has been the same one for the last 3 years. Famous games with Mr. Semi Ojale, Duke
Reserve.
Hey, I'll be just fine with being a Duke reserve.
But just imagine, though, his brother played at K-State. Imagine what he would be doing at K-State right now.
It'd be crushing. We would have loved to have had him at K-State. As Louisburg working against his own in the lane, knocked away. Good turnaround finish for number 32, Mesa Rabordi. Owens.
Got word that Harmon defeats Wyandotte. David Brock's pick to win the KCAL.
Yeah, call me out. 3 on the way. Luke Long is good. His 4th three-pointer of the ball game. 52-46 is a final. Harmon defeats Wyandotte. Mr. Isaiah Richardson holding it down in that ball game. We're going to have Isaiah on the radio show.
Who's on the show this week?
So we're bringing the ladies back on the show this week.
Good.
ESPN 1510, 9 a.m. Sunday mornings. We will have Miss Amber Garver with the Red Hot Baser Linwood Bobcats. Had won 5 in a row until they lost yesterday in their tournament, but doing very well in the KVL League. And we will have the head coach of the Piper Pirates, Mr. Shane Stout. His team, the Piper Pirates, 7-0 in the KVL League.
I've been rolling with the Piper girls since day one. Let me put that out there.
So considering their best player is injured and looking to come back, coming off a knee injury. So it'll be almost like getting a transfer late in the season. Miss Jessica Wayne.
I mean, even then you wonder how much you add her back into the mix. I mean, definitely you want her back because of her value. But the continuity that's going on right now, do you disrupt that at all?
I asked Coach about that, and we certainly will discuss that as well on the radio as Piper turns the ball over here to Louisburg. Sloppy start here to this first few minutes of the second half. Wirtz going to work in the lane,
Wirtz.
up and good.
My man Wirtz. Wirtz.
Going to work. He might get
Going to
he might get a nickname here in just one game. On the SHUKC game of the week.
I say we may not ever see him again, but he's going to get a nickname out tonight. In fact, messing around with David, he might get a trophy at the end of the year.
Make the all-tournament team. Everybody's a winner as Jennings clears and goes back the other way. Owens.
All SHUKC outside of the area team.
Harper not able to claim another turnover for Piper. Esquina hustling into the backcourt. Sloppy pass right to Esquina. Now coming the other way, 3-on-2.
Don't know what the
props to Jennings. Ooh, tough foul, but underneath he is able to finish. Now Louisburg is a good football team historically, so that tackle on Jennings, we hope he's okay as he gets that back up to his feet.
15 points now for Mr. Dominique Jennings.
Jennings will go back to the free throw line. Was at the free throw line a few times in that first half as Rogers looks like he's going to try and come and check in for him. As we work our new technician in at the line, Mr. Jason Frank. Jennings with a 20-point lead for Piper. Free throw is no good, rebounded by Louisburg. Got a hold underneath as the fouls. Already, we played less than 3 minutes, and we've got now 6 fouls. Jennings will take a seat. He was shook up on that foul. Owens.
Like Louisburg, he's going back to their zone to start this half.
Long will pull another three.
Good. Until Luke Long pulls them out of it.
I'll tell you what. Luke Long has got a flair for the TV screen. Had that knockdown game winner on Metro Sports. Game at St. James Academy. Doing well here tonight on the SHUKC Game of the Week. 3 on the way for Louisburg. Answers.
Brady Lambeth with the 3, the first 3-point basket. Is that the first 3-point attempt for Louisburg tonight?
They may have taken one or two others. Luke Long turned down the 3 there. Esquina drops it down to Harper.
Whoa.
Is that a player with a back to the basket?
Was that a post-entry pass there for Piper?
There we go.
Luke Long said, I'm getting out the way of this freight train.
And one. Number 32 now with a couple of baskets. Mesa Bordy.
Luke Long didn't want any part of that train coming through.
BB will check in for Harper. And Kalen Williams will check in for Esquina. So BB, Owens, Rogers, Kalen Williams, and Luke Long out on the floor now for Piper with an 18-point lead. Probably just working on some things at this point, getting ready for next week.
We need to work on not fouling.
C.J. Harper with 4 fouls had to sit down. Owens coming the other way. Long turns down the shot. Williams turns down a 3 to Rogers. Baseline out top. Owens for 3. Good. Good ball movement by Piper there on that possession. A couple of players turned down shots to possibly get another one. Vernon Birmingham voicing his displeasure of the constant reaching. And this isn't an emphasis on the rules.
Well,
these are just hacks.
Yeah, that's just being lazy, and that's what's going to get you knocked out of sub-state. Being undisciplined on the defensive end.
3 on the way for Louisburg. That's exactly what Piper wants out of that trap right there. As Luke Long comes the other way. Hesitates, drops it in the corner to Owens. Kalen Williams. Good pass across. Luke Long for 3. Good. All day long. Bad pass. Able to get through there somehow, but Rogers sloppily, Louisburg works their way through the Piper pressure. Robordi again in the lane. Nice move. The lost art. The post move. Bad pass. Turnover works coming the other way. Up and good. I don't know if this is a career game for Mr. Works, but he's knocked down tonight.
It's definitely a career TV game.
Williams on the wing now. Cross court, Owens, 3 on the way. Luke Long feeling it.
Heat check.
Travels. Luke Long just wanted to see what was going on there. In and out on that three.
Wirt sitting at 19 points.
What does Luke have now? Is that 6 or
18?
6 threes?
Yep.
I don't shoot twos either. Luke Long pushes in the lane. Darius Drew. No good on the floater, but a good shot. Louisburg working down low. Another foul.
I think if I ever got back into basketball coaching, I'll use some device each of my players will have. They get some type of little whack foul like that. I'll buzz them.
Have your phone.
Yeah, they'll get shocked.
Shock treatment coaching from Vernon Birmingham. That we might have to patent that one.
I know. Let's see what my guy Davion Ross with Shot Tracker can come up with.
Second free throw on the way. Then you wouldn't have to yell or do anything. You just politely push a button underneath your chair.
Couple missed free throws there.
20-point ball game. Kalen Williams as Luke Long works the baseline. Ball movement again from Piper. Drops it to Rogers in the lane. Shot up, no good. Big man in the middle's played well for Louisburg in this quarter as Wirtz in the lane.
Nice
left
in
hand.
and out. Switch to the left by Wirtz.
Good.
For his 21st game leading point of this ball game.
Rogers drives baseline, kicks back out. Swung around now as Luke Long knocks it down. Williams for three. No good. Rebound, Louisburg. Get the ball to Wirtz.
Get it to Wirtz or Mesa.
Spin. Nah.
Everybody can't do the spin moves.
Nah.
Everybody.
Luke Long works back up. Kalen Williams as we move down to 1:30 remaining. It's half. Luke Long for three. Long. Colton Beebe with the offensive rebound and a push. Get the foul. Extra possession there from Colton Beebe. Williams triggers it in. Drew out front. Beebe back up. Good.
Good control there by BB.
Real decisive with the ball. Goes right up with it and scores. Back to a 20-point ball game. Other player looking to turn around. Strong move. Rebound Colton Beebe. Williams moving the other way. Wirtz looking to take those cookies out front. Can't get them. Luke Long will pull another three. No good.
It went cold here. He missed his last three.
Clock moving down to 45. Wirtz will go to the free throw line.
I like Wirtz' game.
Getting the ball in clear.
And he's playing in low tops.
Yeah, I was about to say
he's
playing in some sneakers.
Playing in some cross trainers, doing work. Said it's not the shoes, it's the game, Mr. Brox.
Wirtz to go back to the free throw line. He's been doing well there. Calling it a 1-and-1. I don't know if they're calling 1-and-1 or if they gave him the shot. First free throw is no good. It is 1-and-1. Empty possession for Louisburg. Darius Drew will come the other way with 35 seconds. We'll see if Piper will work this down. I think Luke Long knew he was headed to the bench here with a 20-point lead. Had to get his shots up.
Well, they're going to hold it for this last one.
Good clock recognition here in the third quarter.
We talked about earlier, they come back Tuesday with Sumner, so we'll see. They try to get some guys off their feet here in the fourth quarter.
3 games during this tournament.
Where's that game at?
It is at Piper. I think I will be at that game. 3 on the way. No good at the buzzer. This is David Brox, SHUKC's Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Crossover Intelligence is a service for coaches and athletes that allows you to upload your team's game film, have it broken down, and return to you in a format that lets you search, sort, and share all that information with your team and staff. Crossover will even automatically extract stats from the footage, giving you valuable analytics for your squad. We'll basically be your video coordinator. We aren't another one of those complex editing suites that makes you do all the work yourself. We do everything for you, so you can focus on actually coaching. All of your team's players get access to the site too, so they can view their tagged videos and use them as a learning tool, or make highlight reels for friends, family, and recruiters. Crossover Intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect.
Gorilla Exteriors is a professional services contractor. They are the only contender when it comes to roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and garage door installation or repair, whether it's from normal wear and tear or storm-related damage. Call Gorilla Exteriors today for an experienced professionals that will complete your project affordably, on time, and at the highest quality and cleanliness. Your property will look better than it did before the damage occurred. Call, text, or email Sean at 913-706-7157 or Sean at GorillaExteriors.com. You can also find them on Facebook by searching for Gorilla Exteriors Contracting, 913-706-7157. David Brock's back, Spring Hill Invitational. Louisburg will have the ball here, down 20. As Robordi has had a good second half.
He said, let me go ahead and try and play myself onto the tournament team.
C.J. Harper catches it in the post. Skeena for three. Good.
That is one. You know, my guy Vince, he does not hesitate to put it up.
No conscience. Vince Skeena will go. Will drop down no matter what.
Oh, these fouls won't get me out of here. I thought I was going to get home. One of my old students on Shark Tank tonight.
Shark Tank?
Yeah. Pitching her business on Shark Tank.
First free throw from Wirtz. My guy Wirtz.
Yeah, he's your guy now.
Hey, Wirtz, you need to tune into the radio because we're going to talk about you for a couple of minutes. Harper in the lane, up, no good. Esquina, block, cleared away. Walker gets into the lane, up, no good. Rebound, Robordi. Had no stats.
Oh, I'm wondering what his numbers look like on the year. He might have gained some confidence tonight.
Three on the way, pulling. Owens clears into the corner of Skeena. Pulls up, no good. Good hustle there. Harper clears and gets the bucket. C.J. Harper, the senior. Wirtz working off the screen now. Tries to drop down low.
Haven't heard much of him here in the second half. Mr. Sander.
Owens for three, no good. Another offensive rebound by Walker. Harper in the lane, up with a foul. Vernon. Big question now. We're getting close to midway through the season. We've seen these teams now almost 10 games each. Who has stood out to you in our coverage area?
Lansing.
The entire squad?
Oh, you wanted players?
I want a player.
Lansing.
We also got to see them against Sligo. I got my first look at Mr. McCullough.
But you think about it. I mean, we've, called 3 games this year, so we still 4. This is our fourth, so we haven't seen as many guys. I mean, we knew who the usual suspects were coming in.
Cross-court pass. Piper now working against the zone. Running a little clock here in the fourth quarter. Harper underneath, able to finish.
So the last game we saw Lansing, I was impressed with Snyder. He looked good. Had a strong game.
They're playing Rockhurst tonight.
So what's going on with Wyatt out at Mill Valley? Is he still hurt? Is he playing?
Wyatt, from what I understand, has left Mill Valley. He is no longer there. He did injure his ankle and was hurt for a while, but has decided to leave the school entirely. So his parents are in Oklahoma, and he'll be headed down there.
Okay.
So he'll be turning that squad over to the young Mr. Cook. Gets called for a travel in the lane. Get a sub in for Louisburg, number 54, Drew Carter.
Starting to see the crowd trickle in for the championship game.
Gardner
the Spring Hill Classic.
And Eisenhower, long trip for.
I said, of course, most of the crowd we're going to see is going to be from around the corner here in Gardner.
Eisenhower's got a nice little contingency over here. When you're 11-0, you're willing to take that 2-hour drive from Wichita.
Especially considering we're at a championship game on Friday. I guess their crowd hasn't been as big the last couple of nights. But again, like I said, now that we're at the weekend, a little incentive to get out the Wichita Goddard area and make the trek up 35. They could have rode with me.
Into the corner to Walker. 2-3 zone set up. Piper able to run some clock here. 3 on the way is good. Knockdown, number 11.
Cameron Walker.
Walker and his brother Colton. Owens coming the other way. Another 3 ball on the way. Good.
I think Walker's getting to a heat check. He said 2 in a row.
He's heating up.
Keeping them coming, coach.
74 points again. Couldn't knock down a 3, couldn't buy a 3 yesterday. But I'm not sure where we are. We got to be in double digits on 3 so far in this ball game. Any one, maybe 2 or 3 more of those yesterday, and they are in the final tonight. As Piper will sub in, Colton Beebe.
12 threes for Piper.
Kalen Williams will bring it up. We play out this last 3:40.
25 points for my man, Wirtz.
We'll get see if we can't get Coach. We got time permitting. We'll see if we can get maybe
Wirtz.
We're going to talk to Wirtz. I'm talking to my guy, Luke Long. Although we might pull Wirtz up here and talk to him about his game. Because he's getting 23 right now. Imagine what he'd do if he can come just hang out with me for a couple of weeks. I'll get him right. Garza with his second bucket. Darius Drew lowers the shoulder.
Dominic Jennings had a strong 15 tonight as well for Piper. Wirtz, 25 points. He needs to go ahead and go for 30.
Benny Parker, remember a few years ago, went for 40 here at Spring Hill, so these rims must be pretty friendly.
If Wirtz gets 30, we're interviewing him, even if it doesn't show up anywhere.
Drew,
He
Mr. Freeman
deserves
gets
it.
a lane violation there. But to see if that likely, I don't know if that's a career high. He looked like he know what he's doing, though. He might have been able to open it up.
Anybody who just comes out here and start hooping like that at low tops knows what they're doing.
25 of the 48 points for Louisburg, a 3 on the way. is no good. Colton Beebe with an offensive rebound. Can't finish, though. Louisburg kicks it back up to Works. Will not be passing this ball.
Works.
Up and good.
Yeah,
27.
Works.
Get me the ball. His teammates know what's going on here. Works,
Works.
travels. That's the Euro 3-step. They call that, though, here. That might be a next level NBA. As Darius Drew set to trigger it in. Kalen Williams against Works. Good move down low. BB rolls to the basket. Williams will pull three.
Over the back, Mr. Walker.
So we see a couple of seniors in this ball game. Luke Long, Dominique Jennings, that could be participants in the 2014 All-Star game. KVL versus the KCAL. The game will be April 18th at KCK Community College. We'll have it at the college again, working with the head coach over there, Mr. Kelly Newton.
So tell me, how did you decide to do one team, one player per team versus the top seniors? How do you kind of decide upon that?
I look at the All-Star game a little bit differently than I do our awards. I mean, I want the All-Star game to be more of a community event.
Gotcha.
And being able to have the seniors that have put in work for each of the schools. I don't want to leave any school out in that situation, although a school like Wyandotte doesn't have a senior boys basketball player on the roster, so you do have to be a senior on the team. But that is the key, is that we get some representation from each team so we can, again, pull the community together as Works. It's called for a charge.
Yeah, they shouldn't call anything against Works right now.
See if we can't get our credits here for our SHUKC staff. Wonderful people who dedicate their time to come out and present these ball games for the community of KCK, KVL, and the KCAL. Kalen Williams now dribbling it out front. Three on the way is no good. Saved into the backcourt. Drew will reset. Cookies out front. Knocked up ahead. Good hustle by Drew. Who'll come back the other way. Under a minute now in this ball game. They'll dribble it out. Do our credits. Walker out front. Lewis Asani on the camera. Miss Hannah Strobel, one of our student contributors.
What school is Hannah from?
Lansing.
All right, Hannah.
We appreciate her coming out. You are a student at one of our high schools and will be interested in the broadcast, learn a little bit about what we're doing at SHUKC, whether it's the radio show or the TV broadcast, hit us up. It's final, 76-51. This is David Brox. We'll be right back with Coach Wallace, and we'll see if we can't grab a player from Piper.
Oh, Piper. See Piper getting their third place trophy here in the Spring Hill tournament. Probably not the one they wanted, but hardware is hardware. It looks like they get some medals as well, some participation medals.
You know how Vernon loves to give away those trophies.
Nobody will get a medal except for the first place.
Just Works will get one.
Just Works.
This is David Brox. We will be right back.
Crossover Intelligence is a service for coaches and athletes that allows you to upload your team's game film, have it broken down, and return to you in a format that lets you search, sort, and share all that information with your team and staff. Crossover will even automatically extract stats from the footage, giving you valuable analytics for your squad. We'll basically be your video coordinator. We aren't another one of those complex editing suites that makes you do all the work yourself. We do everything for you, so you can focus on actually coaching. All of your team's players get access to the site too, so they can view their tagged videos and use them as a learning tool, or make highlight reels for friends, family, and recruiters. Crossover Intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect.
Gorilla Exteriors is a professional services contractor. They are the only contender when it comes to roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and garage door installation or repair, whether it's from normal wear and tear or storm-related damage. Call Gorilla Exteriors today for an experienced professionals that will complete your project affordably, on time, and at the highest quality and cleanliness. Your property will look better than it did before the damage occurred. Call, text, or email Sean at 913-706-7157 or Sean at GorillaExteriors.com. You can also find them on Facebook by searching for Gorilla Exteriors Contracting, 913-706-7157. All right, David Brock, Spring Hill Invitational here with Coach Wallace. Big win here against this Louisburg team. You got them sped up a little bit and played the pace that you guys wanted to play.
Yeah, just getting a chance to scout them the last couple of days. They like to slow it down. They like to be in the zone. We wanted to speed things up, so we were trapping. We allowed our 2 and 3 to trap anywhere on the court. They could leave their man at any time, ball handler or first pass.
See, I'm real excited because I saw that. I saw what you guys were doing, and you'll see on the broadcast when you watch it that we talked about that. You wanted to do that first trap, try and get them to shoot early and get into the game. But talk a little bit about the shooting. You guys scored 41 points in the first half after scoring just 44 the night before. Had to feel good to see some threes go in for you.
Yeah, last night we only made 1 3, and that we hadn't done that all season. We've been shooting about 38-40%, making 6-7 threes a game. So I knew we'd get back on track. I don't ever tell our guys not to shoot the ball because I'd like to give them confidence. And, you know, you see it out here. We just got to knock them down against good teams.
So how do you guard between letting them get too far away from themselves, you know, with shooting and trying to get some points towards a game that's a blowout like this and being able to work still on getting a little bit better each time that they're on the court?
You know, well, we went to the bench. Some guys got some minutes that don't usually get a lot of minutes. And, you know, we talk about – we've turned the ball over a lot this year. So we talk about making smart decisions because, you know, in games where you get the lead, you can get sloppy sometimes, and we try to prevent that. We had 11 turnovers in the first half. I think we had less than that in the second half. So just little goals like that.
So we obviously wanted to see you guys in the final. Maybe we were talking a little bit earlier about some of the seniors from last year trying to find that toughness on the on-ball defense with Matt McDonald. How do you talk to your players about trying to get that on-ball defense and get a little bit tougher?
I think we're athletic enough to do it. I think it's just a will to do it and take some pride in getting some stops and keeping somebody in front of you. I mean, 14 was dribbling by us all night still. And, you know, I think it's just, you know, maybe we can't guard the ball as well this year. Then we need to start taking more charges and helping over faster and those sort of things.
Is that something new you guys did? I can't remember last year whether or not you guys had that full court pressure, that trap that you had set up. Is that something you put in this year, kind of an adjustment from what you had last year on defense?
Yeah, just because we don't guard the ball as well, but we still want to speed up the game. We've put in 3 different presses. We're trapping in the half court more just to speed things up and try to get deflections and get runouts.
So one of the matchups we were looking for, out of one possible matchup, was a date against Sumner. But when I went and looked at the schedule, I saw that you guys actually play on Tuesday. What'd you think you saw when you got to scout them in that first game?
It's going to be an up-tempo game. It should be a really fun game to watch as far as getting up and down, block shots, deflection, steals, runouts. I mean, we got to prevent them from doing those things because they're really good at that. It should be a really high-flying, fun game to watch.
Absolutely. So third place, still get a trophy, get to take that home, have a little bit of momentum going into Tuesday. Tough matchup against Sumner. Then you got Ottawa at the end of the week as well. Good luck to you, Coach. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for broadcasting.
All right, no problem. We'll be right back. All right, David Brock, Spring Hill Invitational. I'm here with Mr. Tyler Owens, Dominique Jennings. Talk a little bit, Tyler, about this ball game, get you guys back on track. You guys scored 41 points in the first half after only scoring 44 the day before. What did you guys do to get back on track today?
Just better defense and, I guess, doing good on offense, basically.
What do you think, Dominique? You had a pretty good game out there. Quiet in terms of what you're scoring. We don't give you enough credit for what you're doing down low, getting to the basket, getting fouled, and things like that. What do you think about the ball game?
I think we attacked the basket more, and we shared the ball a little better. And we're shooting from the three real good today, too.
So you guys got a matchup coming up against Sumner Academy on Tuesday. You guys played them in the final last year in the sub-state. What did you guys see in that ball game that they just played?
I mean, they're still pretty good. We just got to come out prepared and not underestimate them.
Yeah, that's how I feel, too.
So Luke Long got going a little bit, too. You got shot. I think we counted up maybe 12, 13 threes that you knocked down. You hit one or two yourself. Talk a little bit about that confidence that you could take now in the next week.
I guess we just got to keep knocking down our shots, and, yeah.
What do you think? Go knock down. It's all good. What you guys got another matchups too now. We'll look forward for Piper and League. You guys got to play Baser coming up. Is that your guys' biggest rival?
Yeah.
What do you guys look forward to that ball game?
Yeah.
We got to beat them in sub-state to go to state. So.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good lockdown. We can't wait for those ball games to come out. But we just wanted to have you guys on. We appreciate the effort you guys did out there tonight. Good luck on Tuesday against Sumner.
All right, thank you.
All right, David Brock's here. We'll be right back. Gorilla Exteriors is a professional services contractor. They are the only contender when it comes to roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and garage door installation or repair, whether it's from normal wear and tear or storm-related damage. Call Gorilla Exteriors today for an experienced professionals that will complete your project affordably, on time, and at the highest quality and cleanliness. Your property will look better than it did before the damage occurred. Call, text, or email Sean at 913-706-7157 or Sean at GorillaExteriors.com. You can also find them on Facebook by searching for Gorilla Exteriors Contracting, 913-706-7157. David Brock, SHUKC game of the week. Piper Pirates win 76-51. Good shooting from outside from Piper. Claim a third place finish here at the Spring Hill Invitational. This is David Brock for your SHUKC game of the week. Vernon Birmingham. We'll see you next week.
Crossover Intelligence is a service for coaches and athletes that allows you to upload your team's game film, have it broken down, and return to you in a format that lets you search, sort, and share all that information with your team and staff. Crossover will even automatically extract stats from the footage, giving you valuable analytics for your squad. We'll basically be your video coordinator. We aren't another one of those complex editing suites that makes you do all the work yourself. We do everything for you, so you can focus on actually coaching.